Are some of the shows on Travel Channel and or Discovery Plus, wherever they may air now, an acquired taste? Are there some that you instantly fell in love with? Are there some you ended up loving at first but fell out of love with? Are there some that you kind of were like, I don't get it at first, and now you love them? I'm going to talk about Destination Fear specifically in this vlog, and how at first I just didn't get it. I thought the Dakota and Chelsea and Tanner and Alex were all great, but why was this show on Travel Channel? So I'm going to tell you why that's changed, why I have a little bit of a different appreciation now, and because season 3 was broken up into two, I guess, parts, you could say. And they've recently announced that the second half of season 3's episodes will start airing on November 6th. I can share. I accidentally, I don't think he understood or I understood at the time, but I accidentally extracted some information from Dakota that he wasn't supposed to quite share yet about his scariest location this season. So we can give a listen to that because it was a phone interview with them. So stay tuned. I'll tell you why I've changed my tune about Destination Fear and give you a listen to what Dakota had to say about his scariest location. Hello, welcome back to Haunt Jaunts. I'm Courtney Maroc, your host and guide, and this is my Court's Corner vlog here on the channel. Okay, so it pains me, and it pained me then when I said, when I knew of Destination Fear because I had written about them, but I didn't watch them. I think it was the start of their second season, or it might have actually been the second half of their second season when I was able to screen the No Pemming episode, and then I got a chance to talk with them. And I have to say that they are the nicest of all of the stars. I mean, Dave Schrader, he's a character. Cindy Kaza's super nice. Steve DeShavi couldn't have been more pleasant. Steve Gonzalez and Dave Tango, always wonderful. But when it comes to being just like really, I don't know what it is about them. They're just so nice. I mean, I'm talking about Dakota and Chelsea and Tanner and Alex. They just seem so engaged, and they really are genuinely. I mean, I think all of them are very appreciative of their fans, but they just seem very in tune. And maybe it's because they started out on YouTube and kind of have an appreciation for I don't know what it is, but I like them. So when I wrote my sort of review of the show and the No Pemming episode, which was very entertaining. I mean, I've never ever seen anybody else with sheets of ice, having to investigate somewhere on the walls. I mean, a frozen location, a frozen haunted location. Super interesting. And they're very entertaining, and they're super camera friendly too. So it's fun to watch them. But I'll read you exactly what I wrote because I'm ashamed about it a little bit, but it was honest at the time. So you never should be ashamed if you really say something honest. And I was nice about it, but I'll read you what I said, and then I'll read you why I've kind of changed. I mean, I won't read you, I'll tell you why I've kind of changed my tune now. Okay, so this is what I wrote. I did enjoy watching them to an extent, but I found myself wondering what the point of the show was and being surprised it was a Travel Channel show. Why are they chasing their fears? Are they trying to conquer them? We all have fears we need to face. What makes theirs so special? I'm missing the point of what the show is about. which really pains me to say that, or I guess write it as the case would have been. Normally, it's a little fun to be snarky towards the shows, but really, Dakota, Chelsea, and Tanner couldn't be nicer, and I don't want to be mean to them, which I never really want to be mean to anybody, but sometimes it is a little fun to be snarky. My inner snark likes to get out. I really liked them, which is true. I really did. They've always been just so lovely. And they were perhaps the most polite stars I've yet had the pleasure or excitement of talking with, which was true. I couldn't get over, like, I felt like I was talking with old friends. So this could be part of the reason why I've changed my tune about them. But then I wrote, I think it might be an age thing. My friend's 20-year-old daughter is nuts about the show. She couldn't believe I was actually speaking with their stars, or that's its stars. And then I wrote, maybe if I wasn't a crotchety old lady and was back in my teens or 20s, I wouldn't question the point at all. I would just enjoy going along for the ride, which probably is true. I probably would have been like in love with those guys. And Chelsea too. Not when I say guys, I'm from out west. So in the South here, everything's y'all or you all. We say you guys to encompass girls, boys, everybody. Anyway, so yes, I have definitely changed my tune on Destination Fear. I don't know when. I still don't really. I keep wanting them to just conquer their fears, but then I guess the show would be over, and nobody really wants that because they have some fun, adventures before the shows, or before they get to investigating, and they do things. And then when I learned about Dakota's ducks, I was like, wait, what do you mean that you have hidden ducks? So now I'm going back and I want to find every single duck. So that's fun. I love scavenger hunts. I think that's really fun. And I think that's part of their appeal, is because they do stuff like that. Like, who else has you can play along at home kind of a thing. And they're just so nice. So I've really changed my tune, and I just wanted to get that off of my chest because they're really cool people. And I shouldn't try to tear any. I mean, I never should try to tear, and I really don't try to tear people down. I try to point out facts when I can, and as some people take that as being torn down, but I don't do that very much. So that's just not really my brand or style. So anyways, I just wanted to get it off my chest that I am a converted Destination Fear fan, and now I'm going to have a lot of fun looking for the ducks as soon as Halloween season is over and have a little bit of more time on my hand. That's what I plan to do for my Christmas break. So when I had a chance to interview them about season 3 starting, I asked a question about what were their scariest locations. And unfortunately, fortunately, they were able to answer, and I sort of included part of their answers. I believe I could include Alex's and maybe part of Tanner's. I don't know. Anyways, I couldn't include Dakota's. So I had to kind of take that back out. But now, because it's recently been announced that the second half of season 3, Destination Fear is returning on November 6th, I can finally share the part of the interview that got that I had to take out. Now it's just an audio part. I don't know if I've already said that. So I'm just going to kind of cut out, let you listen to that, and then we'll be back to discuss it. Which location was scariest for each of you? Was it different, or did you guys have the same this time? One that you thought was scariest?
I think we can all agree that there's one night in particular that was the scariest, but not for any paranormal reason. But the scariest paranormal locations, I think, might be all different.
Yeah, like my scariest this season, which is, I think, 16 episodes, not just 8, there's 16.
Oh.
Is number 14. They'll air more on the back end. We filmed the full 16, but there's one on the back end at a sanitarium in Indiana that Alex picked, and that was my scariest night. I think that's episode 14.
Yeah. You got it, Al.
No, I was just going to say I actually do agree with Dakota. Even though I picked that location, there wasn't much to go off of. So it was kind of fear of the unknown the whole way through. Like, we just didn't know what to expect at this location, and it did not disappoint.
Oh, that's exciting.
Me would be Alex's first pick, the Oddfellows home, where we actually believed and we saw a person trying to break into the building. And at the end of the night, we always sleep alone. And, we still wanted to go with our game plan of, separating and sleeping alone. Alex decided to take our flashlights away. So now we are in this multi-building facility, and we have no flashlight, and there is a person, one singular human being, roaming around the grounds. And that was absolutely terrifying because we had no idea who it was and what their intentions were.
Oh my gosh, that's heart-stopping. Gee Louise.
Yeah.
People are way scarier than ghosts. Ouch.
Yeah, that was one of our biggest, scariest experiences, and this is also interesting too. The finale of the second road trip is, without a doubt, the scariest, most terrifying location we've ever been to. That's all I can say for now. I'm not going to say where it is, what it is, anything else, but the very, very last episode of the second road trip of season 3 is almost a little too much, perhaps.
Yeah,
okay,
I
so
couldn't believe it.
So that's, what did you say that was again? The second episode or the second to the last episode?
The very, very last episode of the second road trip. So this season 3 was 2 different road trips of 8. And so it would be number 16, our very last stop on this season. And it's unreal. I still can't believe we went there.
I did not see that coming. I had no expectations that we were going to go to a place like that. And the fact that we actually did still blows my mind and still terrifies me to this day.
Okay, so that's super fun, right? Dakota's Scariest. He sort of had to, they all kind of agreed that episode 14, which is the Indiana State Sanitarium, I think. Let me check. Okay, so it's the Indiana State Sanatorium, and the final episode, which is their big, probably you've heard, they are going international this year. So they went over to Ireland, I believe. And episode 16 is Spike Island. So that's the one that they all agreed that, wow, can't believe we got to go there. Super scary. That was an intense episode. So that was kind of fun, right? I'm glad I got to finally share that. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know, do you have a Travel Channel or Discovery Plus or paranormal show that you maybe either didn't like at first, that now you do, or that you did like it first and now you don't? Or have you ever experienced this conversion that has happened with me and my destination fear? As always, thank you so much for turning in to whatever you're doing, tuning, turning, flipping, flopping, I don't know. And if you wouldn't mind going ahead, liking and subscribing, if you haven't subscribed already, and if you had, thank you so much. That helps me out, and I really appreciate it. And until next time, I would just say ciao for now. And if you're watching this before Halloween, happy Halloween. Smalls agrees. Happy Halloween.